A celebration of life for Tyre Nichols.
We won't stop until we hold you accountable and change this system.
After his death at the hands of police. Ties to our state.
She had been here before, went to Florida, was back in the area.
For a woman found frozen to death. Debt ceiling showdown.
It's not a partisan issue.
As the Democratic president and the Republican House Speaker meet face to face. And the world's most famous groundhog made his prediction today.
I see a shadow on my stage.
These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Samantha Gutierrez.
I'm Kelly Sanchez. Today is Thursday, February 2nd, 2023.
Live from the FIU Lee Kaplan School of Journalism and Media, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
A major meeting over the debt ceiling between the president, who is a Democrat, and the top Republican in the House. These budget showdowns are complicated, but they're important to every American.
It's for these issues that we turn to our D.C. Bureau and reporter Sofia Zuniga.
President Biden and House Speaker McCarthy met here at the White House to discuss their next steps, but the meeting ended with no agreement. President Biden wants to raise the debt ceiling without conditions, while Republicans want to cut on spending.
No agreements, no promises, except we will continue this conversation. I want to continue it on behalf of the American people, on behalf of the parents, on behalf of every taxpayer here, that we put ourselves on a trajectory that makes America stronger, secure, and balanced.
The White House says that the president is seeking to protect Social Security, Medicare, and social programs such as food stamps from being cut. Biden will put Republicans on the spot by asking for a detailed plan on those proposed cuts, since House Republicans are split on raising the debt ceiling.
It should be all hands on deck. It's not a partisan issue.
A statement released by the White House after the meeting said, quote, President Biden made clear that, as every other leader in both parties in Congress has affirmed, it is their shared duty not to allow an unprecedented and economically catastrophic default. The debt limit, which is the total amount of money that the federal government can borrow through the U.S. Treasury, was hit in January. If nothing is done, the government could lose its ability to pay its bills by June. Biden looks forward to meeting with congressional leaders to come up with a plan on how to control the national debt, but there are no specifics yet. Reporting for the South Florida Media Network from Washington, D.C., I'm Sofia Zuniga.
There is a long way to go this morning in the legal cases involving Tyre Nichols' death. But as CNN's Ivan Rodriguez reports, the nation paused yesterday to honor his life.
A Memphis community comes together in mourning.
We long to not be here in this moment, in this way, for this reason.
Celebrating the life of Tyre Nichols.
A good person, a beautiful soul, a son, a father.
In attendance, Vice President Kamala Harris, civil rights leaders, and the families of others who died at the hands of police.
I'm here to stand in solidarity with the family.
Watch out. Memphis police officers beat, tased, and pepper sprayed Nichols during a traffic stop on January 7th. Nichols died from his injuries 3 days later. The encounter captured on camera.
This violent act was not in pursuit of public safety.
5 former Memphis police officers are facing second-degree murder charges in connection with his death. Prosecutors say they're looking at everyone involved and believe firmly in their case.
We're confident that we'll be able to prove every element of every of those offenses charged to a jury beyond a reasonable doubt.
Civil rights leaders now demanding action, accountability, and change nationwide in the face of yet another death of a black person at the hands of law enforcement.
I don't know when, I don't know how, but we won't stop until we hold you accountable and change this system.
In Memphis, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
A mystery this morning after authorities find the body of a missing teen with ties to Florida. 17-year-old Daniela Velasquez was reported missing after going for a drive last week. Officials searched for 2 days and her body was found in a rural area. They believe she died of hypothermia.
My understanding is that she was not currently enrolled in school. She had only come back to Wisconsin last month. She had been here before, went to Florida, was back in the area. She was definitely not dressed for the weather, and being outside in conditions much like they are today for any extended period of time is going to result in fatality in a short period of time.
Authorities suspect her car was driven into a ditch between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. when it was 12 degrees out with a wind chill of -4. An autopsy is expected to be performed tomorrow.
An NFL Hall of Fame executive who played a role in the Miami Dolphins' undefeated season has died. Bobby Beathard passed away at his home in Tennessee on Monday at the age of 86 after a long battle with Alzheimer's disease. The NFL executive led 4 teams to Super Bowl wins over 35 years and led the Dolphins to make them the only team in the NFL history to have an undefeated season in 1972. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2018.
A pricey sports car left hanging in a South Florida elevator shaft. In Palm Beach County, a car elevator at a dealership malfunctioned, leaving a Ferrari dangling. Due to a fuel leak, the facility had to have their power cut by fire and rescue. It took a towing company 4 hours to fully pull the Ferrari out of the shaft. Authorities said no one was hurt, but there is no confirmation if anyone was in the Ferrari.
A dog in danger and in need of rescue.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
Punxsutawney Phil, ladies and gentlemen.
It's early on Groundhog Day, but the main event has already happened. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Forecaster weighing in on winter's end. It's decision day for this groundhog this morning.
Americans across the nation gathered at sunrise today before the groundhog to find out how much winter is left. The shadow appeared and the answer was clear.
But above all else, I see a shadow on my stage.
The shadow indicates 6 more weeks of winter set to end on March 20th. According to Phil, the Pennsylvania Dutch started this tradition that dates back to the 1800s, with many getting together annually for many years to come.
A furry friend was rescued yesterday after he was found stuck in a pond in Tampa. Fire crews brought the dog back to safety after a child saw the animal stuck in mucky pond vegetation at a park. Fire medic Gilbert Navis lassoed the canine and carried him to a boardwalk. Officials say the dog has no microchip, and if his owner does not show up, they plan to name him Gil after his rescuer and put him up for adoption.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Kelly Sanchez.
And I'm Samantha Gutierrez. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.